So, Robert, thank you very much for agreeing to participate and speak at TransCityRail
No
at
problem at
Twickenham
all.
in July. So tell me, why did you choose to accept the invitation to speak at this event?
I think for a couple of reasons, it would be, I'm really passionate about what we're doing at Euston, and I think we've got doing some really innovative and interesting things, which would be really good to share. And the time is probably right to share that in an industry forum. But also just to, you don't know what you don't know, and yeah, to share those thoughts and where we're trying to head with a group of like-minded people and industry experts, may very well throw up some ideas and some approaches that we possibly haven't heard of or thought of before. So I've always found in the past doing these sort of things is really beneficial, and I used to in previous roles do it for freight safety improvement program, and you used to go and speak at a lot of events like that, and we drum up most of our ideas and our innovative proposals and stuff just from talking to people in the room and to making contacts that you wouldn't ordinarily come across. So yeah, I think a similar sort of thing would be fantastic, and yeah, that's why I'm excited to do it, and yeah, looking forward for a chance to talk and interact with the rest of the industry, really.
Yeah, that face-to-face contact is crucial with both the stakeholders, the operators, the supply chain, and
Yeah.
witnessing it for 10 years, 11 years now unfolding at the TCR events that we've been delivered. It's phenomenal, some of the stories that we've heard and the collaborations that we've seen take place over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, I sort of just hope that it's that phrase, you don't know what you don't know, is so so true. And
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't come up with all the ideas, and neither can Network Rail, and neither can other. But there will be someone in that room who's thought of a different way of looking at things, and that's we get those little nuggets out there, then that's fantastic. So great.
Yeah. So there's going to be lots of suppliers in the room. That's the main thrust of the event, supply chain engagement. What do you hope that suppliers will take away from your presentation and from meeting you at the event?
Well, I hope that they may be encouraged to think in a slightly different way about how that we operate as a railway, and certainly they may not know much about the station's environment, and certainly not about the way that we are trying to take the stations into a real passenger focused, passenger led, anti-anxiety type approach to stations, and certainly to use innovation and technology to be able to do that. This isn't traditionally a space that we've really operated in, and we're now actively looking for new ways to improve the customer experience and new ways of seeing what's possible, basically. So I think that what I'd like them to take away is that thought about, actually there's something here that we might be able to offer, or there's a receptive, there's an open door that we might be able to push against, and come up with some new ideas and suggest some new ways of doing things that Network Rail as a whole is usually or not usually too used to doing. So yeah,
Yeah.
perhaps a different slant on network rail stations would be fantastic.
So my last question was going to actually be, what do you want to take away from the event? But I think you've summed up that nicely in that point, haven't you? You know, you want that engagement with the supply chain. You want the opportunity to put your case forward to these people so that they can help you think differently and
Yeah,
solve the challenges using different skills and different outlooks that Network Rail don't necessarily have. Like you say, you don't know what you don't know.
yeah, absolutely. And what I want to present is sort of taking us through a bit of the journey we've been on since perhaps October time last year, and when we were a station, certainly at Euston, in quite some severe distress, and how we've had to change our approach to do that, and a real focus on that reducing anxiety piece, and how we can get across to customers quicker, easier, better, and how that we're starting bringing in technology quickly to do that. So yeah, the more that we can generate in that space, the more ideas that we've got. Fantastic. So yeah, that's really what I want to try and drum home. What we've done. Here's examples of what we've done to date. Here's what we think, but here's what we don't know, and please fill in the gap.
So the technology piece, just as one last question, is really interesting in the rail sector. There's quite a tech in rail revolution. I've been calling it happening right now, and that appears to be being led by GBRX, which sits under the Great British Railways arm. How important is that to Network Rail and to everything that you're doing now as you get ready to transition over the next few years?
Well, I think technology has always been important, and even more so now as technology seems. There are so many good options available. You talk about things like AI and what that can do. That's fantastic, and we've never really utilized that in a station space or as much as we possibly could do. Um, Obviously, budgets are tighter. People need to do more with less. We need to get,
Mm.
we need to spend our money better and make it stretch further. So whatever I can do or whatever I can use to improve passenger experience, but at reduced input, I suppose, then that's even better. So yeah, I think technology is absolutely key to what we're doing, and certainly to enhance what we offer at the stations, which fundamentally is you know stuff from the last few decades, where actually we need to start now looking forward
Yeah.
and introducing new ways of doing things rather than just doing the tried and tested methods. So yeah, that's what we're exploring at the moment.
Great stuff, Robert. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate your insight into what you're sharing with us at TransCityRail.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all.